Okay, got some real cool gaming stuff going on today, but before we jump into the gaming, let's real quick hear a word from today's sponsor. Hey guys, is soccer your thing? Are you into the players? Are you into the game? Well, if you are, check this out. FIFA 19 has hit the market. It's regularly $59.99, but it's currently on sale for $54 on SCD Key. And with an additional coupon, you can get even more savings. So if soccer's your thing, get into FIFA 19 today. Don't forget about the Ultimate and Championship editions as well. To get your savings on, just use the key SK19. Alright, so if you're into soccer, there you go, FIFA 19. On the cheap even. So check this out. A few days back, maybe a week now, I talked to you guys about how I was going to be setting up this 3-monitor gaming system with the EX3203 monitors. Now, these are those BenQ monitors that I reviewed. They're 32 inches wide, they feature FreeSync, they have HDR, they're really just really nice monitors, and they come to market at about $700 a piece, which I mean seems a little bit pricey, but when you're talking about building a giant surround area, I mean, it's really crazy. And the numbers on this honestly are just insane. Really insane. I guess the dog wants so bad to be in the video, he's over here scratching my chest. You can see him. I'm gonna pull him up here for a second since he wants to be in the dang video so bad. So I just got this all set up this week. We've got a pretty decent system going on. And also I'm gonna be bringing you guys a video this week because I told you guys that you could build a really nice AMD gaming system for under $1,000. I'm going to be bringing that to the table this week as well, so pay attention for that. But right now, though, before I talk to you guys, about all the different scores and all that stuff, let's just take a look at the 3 games and see how wonderful they look on this setup. Now, you guys can see the setup's all back behind me. I'm kind of waiting right now for Asus to release their product. They have this product that you can stick in between the monitors that totally gets rid of having looking, the little bezel between them. It pretty much gets rid of that altogether. Although when you're in game, you really don't notice that. You're so busy in the game and your peripherals are just checking out all that, extra landscape that you really don't even notice the small amount of bezel that's on it whatsoever. I thought that I'd notice it a lot more when I was doing my gaming, but I started playing the games. I was like, you know what? This really isn't that noticeable whatsoever. So real quick though, let's check out Tomb Raider in what I would call ultra widescreen. So if you're wondering what the resolution is and what you're watching, well, you're watching it at 11,520 by 2160. That's right, I said it, 11,520 by 2160. Now this is just huge. Pretty much going side to side, it's almost like having 8K. Now obviously the up and down at 2160, that's just your standard 4K, but with that number of 11,520, that is just a lot of landscape. Now, I told you guys I'd talk to you about the system. So this is an AMD-based system completely as well. The CPU we're running is the 1900X Threadripper CPU. This is an 8-core CPU with 16 threads. Really nice CPU. Honestly, it runs just as good as pretty much any Intel CPU I've ever seen in gaming. X399 motherboard, 32 gigabytes of RAM. We have a couple of different SSDs and hard drives in here to store all the different games. Now, the only thing I feel that this system is lagging, and you guys will agree with me, is in Tomb Raider, we're only getting 19 frames per second at this resolution. And games got a little bit choppy in some places, although it was never completely unplayable. I want to clarify that. It wasn't unplayable. It was just at 19 frames per second. So the card that I have in right now is a Vega 64. I'm going to go out and get another one, put 2 of those in Crossfire and see how much those scores improve, because I just don't feel these scores are all that great. But as you guys can see in Tomb Raider though, I mean, everything still just looks frickin' amazing. And I think with another video card, the numbers are going to go up even more. Now this next game, it kind of does trip me out because Dos Ex, Duex, however you want to say it, tomato, tomato, this game's been out for quite a long time. And it only got 14 frames per second, and mind you, we're running all these games at the low settings. If I put everything up to the completely high settings, probably wouldn't even run at this resolution. Probably just go, yeah. But you guys can see, even this game though just looks amazing. It's just right now a matter of getting the right power balance with this so that I can get more frame rates on the screen. Now, I know there's rumors out there that the brand new 4.11.7 driver from NVIDIA will support FreeSync and a workaround. If I can't get the actual frame rates that I want with using two Vega 64s, then obviously I'll switch up and I'll go to my two 2080 Ti's, and I'm sure those cards will power this without any problem at all. It'll do it like it's a breeze, but I really need to work on getting that FreeSync feature to actually work and work well before I bring a video like that and make sure that everything works. So there's 2 games out of 3. Now let's check out For Honor. And this actually did pretty decent. 40 frames per second, better than any other games, and the graphics will look really nice, so we could probably turn the settings up on this just a little bit and still get the same performance as we were getting in the other 2 games. The biggest thing about all of this though is just all that huge real estate and how beautiful, it looks. When you're in the game and you're sitting there playing it, the distance that we're playing it, the peripheral stuff just really goes all the way around your eye, so you feel like you're almost, inside the game. You're more embedded in the game. Now, obviously, if they had a way to make the surround sound so it went completely around you, and maybe make be some kind of tricky green screen that they made that was seamless and went around, and you had that would probably make it really seem like you're in real life. But then you're probably going to have to use some of that stuff that's more virtual reality and stuff like that. You're going to have to definitely do stuff like that because you're going to want to be interacting with the game more. Now, NVIDIA says that with their new stuff that we're going to see a whole lot of new changes in VR. So hopefully we'll see a VR change where we can maybe kind of mix this type of surround sound thing into the VR environment, but make it so it's more affordable so people can jump into it. Now, the next thing I'm going to do though is I'm going to test my racing games. Racing games to me are one of my favorite things to do. I didn't really have a lot of time to do that. Actually, the last couple of weeks have been really hard with the launch. We had a lot of people getting sick and me sick too, and everything was just completely tumbled over. And we've been trying to catch up with all this stuff since then. But for the price of these 3 monitors, you might go, oh my God, Elric, 3 times $700 is just ridiculous. Well, 3 times $7, $2,100. Last year people were paying that for a video card. They were. It's just a fact. So if you want this type of setup, it's going to cost you a little bit of money. But if I get the chair I have upstairs, it's called the Throne. Now the Throne chair has vibrations and all this kind of stuff in it. So I've got a force feedback joystick, this chair, a racing wheel type thing. I'll bring this video guide to you next week. Got a racing wheel, all this other stuff. Now I know I'm not going to be able to, make that huge setup like you saw, if you went to CES or saw the videos, they have this giant car thing where the car's moving all around and it's like you're in a real car. I obviously don't have the ducats for that whatsoever, so I'm going to do what's called the Ghetto Fabulous version of that. You know what I mean? I'll still have pedals and the joystick and all that stuff. I just won't have all that, pneumatic stuff moving me around like I'm really in the game, but it'll be a much cheaper solution. When we get that all set up, I'll bring that to you guys as well. Now, if you guys had suggestions, because you always do, what would you suggest? If you were doing a setup like this, would this particular setup satisfy you, or would you just be like, you know what, at those frames per second, it's really just honestly not worth it? And truthfully, with those frames per second, with just one video card, yeah, investing in those 3 monitors is kind of a crazy thing, but I plan on trying different video cards and, even putting a second video card, in here to up those numbers. But the point I really want to make with this video is just how beautiful and how great these particular monitors work, in a surround vision type situation. And you guys can see that with that really small bezel, man, these monitors are pretty much, I feel, a perfect candidate for doing this type of thing. Now, if they had a monitor that had absolutely no bezel at all, and you could pop them right next to each other, that'd be even cooler, but we haven't technologically got to that particular place yet. And until we get there, like I said, I'm waiting for this product from Asus that they showed. Now, if you guys happen to miss this product, it was actually really cool. What it did is it fit in between each one of these monitor things, sorry for turning around, it fit in between each one of these things. It was kind of a plastic thing. When it did, it spread the light, and it made it so that you were looking at it, it really didn't look like there was a bezel whatsoever. And honestly, it was ghetto cheap. It was like only like $200 for this particular product. Now, I've been bugging these guys for like the last year, asking, hey, when's this product coming out, guys? I really want to show it off, but it's been delayed. It's been delayed. Hey, Ulrich, it's been delayed. It ain't frickin' coming. No, I don't know. Maybe it's not coming. I don't know. I'm starting to honestly think that, though. I'm starting to think that, hey, maybe this particular product just isn't going to see the light of day, but why it's not, I don't know. The only thing that I can think of is maybe they tested it with their own particular monitor brand and it only works with their stuff for some weird reason, although I don't really know why that would be happening, but that's really the only thing I can think of. Either that or they're just really not happy with it. But I saw it at the event, and I thought it was a really nice product, especially for the price that it was. I'd gladly pay it even for the way that it was working before. Me personally, it would. It would just make that experience just that little, tiny wee bit better. So I want to hear you guys' suggestions. Do you guys particularly like these three monitors in this thing? Because I do. I think it's a really great solution. I'd love to hear your guys' solution as well. The system that we're using, yeah, it's a complete AMD system. It's really kind of decked out. Definitely need another video card. I mean, come on. 19 frames per second, 14 frames per second. And even though For Honor had 40 frames per second, still you're like, what? No. But hey, 40 frames per second is getting close. That's only 20 frames per second lower than most people feel is like, hey, the decent gaming value. So if I get it to 60 frames per second in all these games, that would definitely be a thumbs up. I don't know if two Vegas 64 cards will power that, but I'm sure that two of the 2080 Ti, the cameraman shaking his head, going, no way, dude, you're dreaming, man. You're on a pipe dream. No, just I'm not. I haven't smoked Jack Diddley. Maybe I should. Maybe it'll make me think clear. But anyways, cameraman shaking his head, he's saying no fracking way. So it probably isn't going to be enough power, but I know that two 2080 Ti's will be enough to power this at decent frame rate. So that'll be the next video that we bring you guys. Actually, you know what? I'd actually wish I could hear from you guys what you would like to see first. Would you like to see two 64s and Crossfire first? Would you like to see the video with all the gaming stuff and a ghetto fabulous racing setup first? Or would you like to see a video with two 2080 Ti's powering this thing and see how it runs? I'll have a thing up here where you guys can vote and tell me what you want, and whatever one is voted the highest is the video that we'll do. So I'm Elric. You guys have been watching Tech Tomorrow. I gotta say, this is a lot of fun. It still has a more potential. We can still make it even better than it is now and make it more brutal and stronger. But that's the direction we're heading. So make sure you vote. Let me know what you want to see. If you guys are into soccer, we'll have a link down below to that. Thanks for watching the channel. We'll see you guys back here for more tech on Tech Tomorrow.